Don't Call Me Sober, Call Me May, a rule breaker's guide to overcoming addiction, written and narrated by May Talk. Disclaimer. This book is written specifically for those who are struggling with substance abuse, and I use terms like drink, smoke, use, and others that are similar to describe the act of using substances to get intoxicated or high. I do not have any direct experience with or knowledge of other forms of addiction, including sex, gambling, food, shopping, or internet-related addictions. The tools and concepts in this book likely have applications to all forms of addiction, but it is important to note the distinction and seek direct help for your specific addiction if needed. This book is also not a resource for people needing mental health treatment or a substitution for detoxing or going to rehab. If you are dealing with opioids, heroin, or any serious substances and you have reached a level of addiction where your body is no longer in control, please seek professional assistance. Remember, even the best-laid plan to overcome addiction only works if you're alive to do it. If you're in a position where you want to consider treatment options before continuing, I've provided a brief breakdown of a few types of initial treatment and recovery options that I believe can be beneficial, depending on your circumstances. You will hear this in the glossary. For April and Tim, I love you more than words and miss you every day. Believing in anonymous groups is like saying you believe bitching, moaning, and complaining accomplishes anything. Believing in the power you have within yourself to overcome your addiction, however, says something quite different. Maytal. Introduction. This isn't about me. What sober is to most is not what sober is to me. To be sober is to be in a habitual state of not drinking or using. To me, the word was invented as an aspirational sort of thing, a word designed for people who want to try to change. But if we're being honest with ourselves, the same way I'm going to be honest with you, to try and to change are two very different things. For me, the word sober contains a sense of never-ending struggle. It's a powerful but dangerous word that many use as an energetic symbol to abstain and suffer through this idea of sobriety. Just one day at a time, the self-declared sober folks say. I don't know about you, but I think one day at a time sounds like a pretty shitty way to approach the rest of your life. There are problems with the way we talk about addiction nowadays. I won't sugarcoat it. The current method of joining 12-step programs, going to meetings, having sponsors, and all the rest of it is kinda, sorta bullshit. Actually, not kinda or sorta, the bullshit becomes pretty humorous and easy to spot when you really think about it. But we'll get to that. For now, let's start at the root of the problem. The underlying issue is this. Anonymous is forced, made friendly by creating an atmosphere that revolves around the security blanket of your so-called God, washed down with burnt coffee and passive recitation of the gospel of the beloved 12 steps. They say the first step is to admit you have a problem, but that's just some surface-level BS that sounded nice for the pamphlet. Want to know the real first step? Moving from admitting you have a problem to admitting you have created a problem. The truth is that being sober is not an accomplishment. Overcoming your addiction, however, is. It's easy to tell yourself that it isn't your fault. It's hereditary. It's a disease beyond your control. Blah, blah, blah. The lies and excuses you're telling yourself paint this neat little picture that the reason you got into drugs and alcohol is you were born or pressured into it. As if there's no way out. As if there's no other choice. That's one of the reasons that after 19 years of not using drugs, I don't call myself sober. I don't attend meetings, mark off days on a calendar, or collect sobriety chips. I don't believe in that kind of magical force that comes with such an idea. Instead, I believe in tapping into our natural state. I believe in our ability to take responsibility for our own lives and solve our own problems. So I bet on myself, and as a result, I ended up overcoming myself. I believe that once you come to terms with your issues, you know, those shameful, ugly ones at the core of your addiction,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?